Hey, Algebra 2 students. Today we're going to take a look at complex numbers. Complex numbers have a real part, and what you guys just got done doing the other day, they have a imaginary part. Put the two together and they make them complex, right? So you can add and subtract complex numbers. So if you want to take and follow along with me, we're going to just literally add the real parts together. So we're going to add 2 plus 5, which is obviously, or 3, I'm sorry, which is 5. Then we're going to add the complex part, 5i plus negative 4i is going to give us a 1i, right? And you can just write that as an I. And that's it. So that's all we're going to do today. So once again, here is the real part, negative 4 and 7. So that makes that 11 plus, all right, we're going to go to the imaginary part, 3i plus 6i, that makes it 9i. Easy enough, that's all it is. All right, come down here, we have 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5 is negative 3, right? And then we're going to do the imaginary part. It's going to be a little bit trickier with the negative signs. This is going to be negative 4i minus a 9i. So a negative minus a 9i, make that a plus negative if you want. That makes that negative 13i, right? So our answer is negative 3 minus 13i. That's our final answer for that. Okay, let's go down on this one. We have 3 minus minus, so that becomes a plus plus, right? So that's 7. Then we have negative 2i minus 5i. That's what we have. So we'll make that a plus negative. Negative 2i plus negative 5i is negative 7i. So that's what today's lesson is all about. All right, I'm going to have you guys take out a sheet of paper, follow along with me. I want you to do these with me. Once again, take a picture of you doing this along with me, and then send that in. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have 6 plus 2. That is a 5. Minus 6i, I use a different color. Minus 6i plus 5i, right? So minus 6i plus 5i is negative I. So minus I or minus 1i. You could ignore the 1 out in front. So there's that guy. Okay, number 2, negative 4 minus 1. Well, negative 4 minus 1 is negative 5. 8i minus a negative 11i, right, becomes a plus plus. So that's going to be a 19i. So our answer is negative 5 plus 19i. And notice as we do these that the real is out front, the imaginary is out back. That's what we always do. It's always in that order. Okay, this one, 7 minus negative 6. That's same thing as 7 plus 6, so that's 13. Negative 5i minus 9i is going to be negative 14i, right? And so there you go. So shouldn't be too bad. Just really got to watch out for the negatives, right, guys? Because if this minus sign's here, right, it's going to make that a positive. And then that's going to come over here, then that's going to make this guy a negative. So just kind of watch out for that a little bit. All right, additive inverse of complex numbers. Additive inverse is what you want to do. It's where you want to take this guy plus something is going to be a 0. So let's think for a moment off to the side here. Let's suppose you had the number 5, right? What could you add to negative 5 to make it equal 0, right? So 5 plus what would give you 0? Well, it would be negative 5, right? if you had, say, the number, oh, I don't know, say negative 11. Negative 11 plus what? What would that give you? What would give you 0 for that, right? That would be 11, okay? So back here, negative 4 plus what would give you 0? Well, that would be a 4, right? 9i plus what would give you a 0? That would be a negative 9i. So when we put these two together, it ends up equaling a total of 0. And this guy right here is what's called an additive inverse, okay? So negative 4 plus 9, additive inverse is 4 minus 9, because when you put these two together, it will equal 0. So let's try one last example. Let's suppose we have 5 minus 13i. Additive inverse. What do I add to this guy so that this will end up being a 0 when I add the two together? Well, if this is 5, 5 plus what would give you negative 5 or 0? That would be negative 5, right? We kind of did this back here. Minus 13i. What would I have to add to this guy to make it 0? That would be a plus 13i. So that's all you guys are going to do, okay? So that's, turn in your notes for me, and then I'll give you some homework problems on that. And that takes care of how to add and subtract complex numbers.